Greetings, everyone. This is Pedro Lorenzo, your host of the Leaders Without podcast. Today, I have another great guest for you, my new good friend Rhonda from beautiful Sacramento. She was connected to me through our good friend Kimberly, and we had a wonderful chat last week. Wow, what can I say about Rhonda? Rhonda is doing a lot of good things. A lot of good things. She has first of all, she's a very heart-centered lady. That's what we are here. And she has a show, a multimedia show that she started about 5 years ago. It starts with a podcast and goes into the TV. It's about 4 hours in length each time, and it's once a month. And it's an incredible show. And yeah, so I'm excited to find out more about it and also find out more about her because she has a great, story and a wonderful mission. I like what she's doing. Her tagline is to be fresh and inspired. Our show, forgot to mention the name, is called The Fresh Inspiration, Mindset Transformation and Entertainment. And it's all about, exploring anything to do with spirituality and how to, unlock your mind and get in touch with your unlimited potential inside of you, within you. So there's a lot that we can cover. A couple of other things about Rhonda. She loves music, actors, and movies. I mean, being in California, of course, that goes without saying. It comes with a package, I guess. And one thing that also, I can relate with is that she loves, movies, actors, because that takes us into adventures, that makes us take into different places, make us dream and all that. And that's something that we've all had. One thing we all enjoy from movies, but also from books. I'm an avid reader as well. It's an adventure within an adventure. So, and this podcast with Rhonda is going to be another wonderful adventure. So, Rhonda, my friend, welcome to the show.
I am very excited to be here. I love being with somebody that speaks to the heart center, and I feel tingling because I'm just so excited, especially meeting on Valentine's Day. To me,
Oh,
this is a
yes.
time to really expand and really understand like, hey, we have one day to celebrate, but really, in truth, it's like the practice to maybe jumpstart if you haven't been in that space before and really
Mhm.
get in there or magnify. It's a great day.
Absolutely. And as I told you earlier, I'm a believer that yes, it's good to celebrate Valentine on February 14 and Christmas on December 25. But for me, Christmas, the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of Valentine's live every single day of the year, 365 days a year. So it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a good one. I'm excited. So as I told you last time when we spoke, the kinds of conversation I like to have on my podcast is I like to have a look under the hood to see what's in your heart, to have a heart to heart conversation. Hence the name Leaders with a Heart, because whatever type of business you're in, we're all in the same business. We're in a people's business, and when all of us, when we're looking for someone to do business with, sure they're all professionals and have the credentials, but the one we select with at the end is going to be the one we connect the most as a person, as a human being. If you don't connect with someone as a person, then the credentials, the qualification, experience will be irrelevant. It's not going to matter. So this is what we're going to try to see who's Rhonda as a person, as a human being. Are you ready?
Ready, set,
Go.
go.
All right. So first, I'm going to start with asking you a series of rapid fire questions to get to know you first. So tell us, Rhonda, who's Rhonda as a person, as a human being?
Heart centered love. I'll always say love, always hugging.
Love that. Now, what makes you happy?
Love people that at that frequency of just like whoosh, just being.
You mentioned love. Love is a very powerful word. What does love mean to you?
Expansion of heart, warmth, every cell in my body just feels so in love, learning to love myself, which means really looking at expansion.
Expansion. Love that. Awesome. Now, what makes you smile?
Smiling.
That's awesome. Yes.
I'm sorry, that's all. I just want to giggle. That's yeah.
No, there's no wrong or right answer. It's your answer, so that's awesome. That's fine. No worries. Now, What makes your heart come alive? What sets your soul on fire? What makes you, what makes you become alive?
Transformation, a cadence, this cadence that feels like juicy. Out there in the world, we can feel it. So much pain,
Mhm.
anguish, afraid, fear. I feel like we are the umbrella that gets to say, hey, we're here. Let's lock arms. Let's connect. This is the beauty. This is what needs to happen now. We are on an adventure. We're going to make it fun, but it is a crusade.
Love that. Wow, powerful answer. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, what makes you sad and angry?
Personally, it's about when I am holding myself within. It's like this thing where I feel pinched, which could be from outside
Mhm.
sources. And I want you to, whoever is here right now and thinking about this, and I hope this helps with you being affected and going out there and giving even more love out there as you're listening. But it's that feeling that I can hear everything and it's engulfing me. And so then inside I'm fighting instead of feeling that love, and that angers me because that means that I need to stop, take a moment, and I'm feeling aggravated, and it's up to me to be able to jump in, grab it, take it, so then I can help grab those arms and make change. So that's what aggravates and really upsets me. I could say so many other things when it comes to current events and stuff, but that's it. That's how it feels right now.
Awesome. Can relate with that. Now, what scares you?
Used to be waking up every morning and feeling the fear for not understanding what that was. What scares me is when I sit in that scared factor, and it has to do with some things that happened to me when I was younger and getting stuck in that space. So my goal is to wake up every morning feeling a beat and a cadence and a like a beautiful humming. So what scares me is not being in that space and not doing my self care so I can support others and help others support others. That's what scares me.
Okay. Now, what would you say is your number one personal superpower?
Say that again. I need to hear that one.
What would
Sounds
you say?
powerful.
Okay, what would you say is your number one personal superpower?
Mm, love.
Mm,
Basically, love.
love that. All right. Now, you like traveling, right?
I do. I love adventures.
Awesome. Now, what was the very first trip you took?
Oh my gosh. Camping.
Wow, awesome. Camping is
Camping.
amazing. Yes.
Oh, but let me tell you why though. Okay, so this sounds basic. And I didn't
Mhm.
know this question was coming up, but you know why? It connected me with Mother Earth. And I didn't understand that at the
Mhm.
time because I could say any trip, I could say massive trip.
Sure.
But when you get connected with water and dirt and earth, and yes, that was like the first. I was raised by a single parent. So those are the big trips. And it could be a half an
Absolutely.
hour to 4 hours, but those are the big trips. And that's my first trip is connecting with Mother Earth, which was camping.
Awesome. Now, let me take you to a different type of traveling down memory line. Go back to when you were a young girl. You know, when we're kids, people around us, family, friends, relatives, parents, teachers always ask us, so, Rhonda, what do you want to become when you grow up? What was your answer as a young girl back then?
Movie star.
Oh, wow.
Movie star. And this is deep, but I'll answer quick. This is an opportunity, and I knew this when I was 4 years old, and I would cry almost because I'd be like, "There's no way I can do that." I see those actors making me feel good or wanting me to cry, so that I feel it. I can feel them. And the thing was, at first it was ego, but in truth, when I was younger, it was about helping somebody get out of their, excuse my language, shit.
Hmm.
Get out of their actor. How do we do that? That's where it is, and that's where I'm living today.
Was there any specific actor that was your idol or someone that you were looking up to when you were that made you want to become an actor?
Gosh, right now I'm thinking of singers, but I think Lassie.
Who?
I'm in a crazy mood today. I tell you, I don't know why I'm answering it this way. It must because it's rapid and it's just coming. Because he, how could this beautiful dog, which is probably 30 dogs, trying to do this acting thing, but Lassie always did the right thing, always helped, loved on others, and just kept moving forward on the next adventure. That's my spontaneous answer.
Awesome. Now, growing up, what was your relationship with school? Did you love school or did you hate school?
Hated it. Hated it. I didn't understand how to live in a structured situation. I didn't understand. I did kindergarten twice. I did kindergarten twice. So it was that feeling of trying, and wearing a mask to fit in with people that for some reason, I couldn't figure out my vibe when I was, going through school. So it was just like a jolt going in. And I understand that now, and that'd be a whole nother conversation, but that was it. So to concentrate on school and to look at a book and know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, I still don't know how to do that. I can back into it and all of that kind of stuff at school. Oh, it was very difficult for me.
Was it because school was trying to suppress your creativity, your curiosity, and all that that you didn't really fit in? Because I felt in some ways like that too.
I didn't feel being seen and heard, and I know that we all need that. It was a painful process. When I
Mhm.
got through it, I understood and I gift it. It's a gift. But yes, you're right. It's about the creativity, and when these words are giving you structure and definitions, it's like, well, my definition's different. Like even about failing, I have a whole different definition than what Webster told me or
Really,
Google. I'm
really.
just redefining words, and I don't know. There might have to be the heart centered dictionary. What about that?
Yeah, yeah. Back then, if you talked about being heart centered, they would put you in a mental institution.
So true, my friend.
I don't know about the US, but I grew up in France. So in Europe back then in the late 80s, early 90s, it was no. If you were talking about art centered, you would be put in a special, you know.
Oh yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Now,
I have so many words that come at once, so that I'm on board
yeah,
with
no,
what
I
you're
hear you.
saying.
Did you have any in school, when you were going through school, did you have any subjects, any topics that you enjoyed?
When I really trusted my space and felt safe, writing, math was really easy to come to me. So
Oh,
I did
wow.
have a career as an accountant, finished the CPA exam. So CPA, so those things, so math numbers, ba bam, ba bam, ba bam. Now in my creative space, it's all about writing and
Mhm.
speaking.
Awesome. Interesting. Now, was there any subjects that you could not stand in school?
The ones where I was getting F's in,
Yes.
I tried a little hard. I actually was a C student. I mean, that to me was, if I got a C, that was good. But like something like, I I would actually say anytime getting in front of the room was very difficult, and I didn't like it. I felt ashamed or shameful. And of course, this is what we do these days, but I didn't understand that, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Anybody looking, looking at me, I could only have one friend at a time, and that friend could not really have any other friends, or I just didn't like them. That's just how things I've worked through. And so, more than one person looking at me, I would turn bright red and it would make me feel so out of place. So, that would be something kind of speech or any kind of time through school being in front of people.
Okay. Okay. Now, moving forward, what was your very first job?
Kindergarten, paper out. And I
Wow.
loved going and collecting the money because I got to talk to people and I got constructive criticism, which was beautiful. They'd say, you know that bush right there? Well, that's where the paper shows up. Me in kindergarten, I was just so happy that I could ride and throw the paper. I was so proud of myself. And then I got to learn. Like, okay, that made me happy. What makes them happy? So I think an entrepreneur right away, I started, learning stuff in 5, 6 years old.
Good. You mentioned entrepreneurship. What was your very first business?
I could see so many, I could answer so many things, but like actually 12 years ago, I started health coaching, started personal training, health coaching at 19. I was in the gym, doing aerobic, step, kickboxing, all that kind of juicy stuff. But yeah, entrepreneurship, learning the feeling of how to speak to somebody and listening to their transformation and really understanding that was my space.
Okay. Now, moving forward, let's talk about your path from the moment you left school to now. How would you describe your path? Would you say it was pretty much straightforward, smooth sailing once you went into one lane? Or would you say it was more like a roller coaster and like turns and twists, like a
Yeah, I would say roller coaster. I got lost quite a bit. I loved my 20s, but that was a lot of play.
Mhm.
I didn't understand school, and so that was a scary time in my life, going from high school to going, what am I supposed to do? Didn't have really any path from parent or even my older brother. At first, we didn't really talk about school, so it was scary for me to start off in life. Then I realized you just go out there and you jump in and do it. So a little bit like whoosh, and then all of a sudden more smooth. The hardest part was going back to school and finishing my accounting degree, because then I got more squirrely because school was not really my deal, but I got through it. But it wasn't the most fun time. So I'd say bumps and all those things.
in a way that makes life a bit more interesting. That if it was just, one straight line would be too boring. Sure, it's nice but nice and predictable is boring. It's not exciting. It's not sexy, So
Yeah.
we all want
Yeah.
that. And if it was just, straight sailing, it would not be learning as many lessons as because we are here to learn lessons. Life is a school by itself.
Oh, I don't want smoothness. I know
Yeah,
emotionally I want to create that smoothness, but inside every day I want to feel the vulnerability.
sure.
And if I don't feel the vulnerability, I know I'm not doing what is here. What
Mhm.
is, what is out there? What haven't I done? Where am I going with this?
Mhm.
Every day that is where I want to be. The vulnerability.
Absolutely. Awesome. Now, let's talk about there's a saying, I'm sure you heard it. Change your story, change your life. And by story, I mean what we tell ourselves on a daily basis inside our head. So when you're on that, had to change your story to either change your life or bring your life to where you want it to be. How did you do it? Did you do it to the help of friends, family, mentors, books, videos? Tell us the process you used to change your story to change your life.
Mm. Listening, so going places where people were gathering, so reaching out to where there were coaches that were bringing people together. That was originally where that started happening. That gave me the ability to understand it was on me.
Mhm.
It was on me, and that made it powerful. So then I started picking up books, and now what it is, going outside, waking up about 4:30 in the morning,
Wow.
going outside and being with Mother Earth so I can be in truth before there's any calling of anybody needing me at that point. Like that need, like, okay, I need to go and do this or that. So it's
Mhm.
it's that's where my learnings are, is from Mother Earth now.
Love
And the
that.
creativity, I guess, Lorenzo, I would say the creativity with that, because of course I'm partnering with the experiences, but Mother Earth helps open that creativity.
Totally. I'm reading a book right now, beautiful book, and it says at the spiritual level, the meaning of the word love is creativity, is creating, you know. And that's so powerful because it's all about creating. When you love someone, you're creating new connections, new bonds, and
Mhm.
new instincts and new everything. It's all about creating. And that is so
Well, and I believe you're saying this all is the creativity is everything. It's
yes.
about that you don't have to wait for somebody to come to you and tell you that they love you. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you how to run your business. You don't have to wait. You get to do your work, feel it, and know, okay, this is the direction I want to go. And so I love that aspect. So business can be that too. So every time you touch and feel something in your relationship or the work that you're doing, that it comes from here. And then that's where the security and the love is that it's not in the cerebral anymore. You don't show up like anybody else. Everybody's creative. So when people come to you and they tell me, that they love me, it feels so precious because I get to hear it present here and now, not just like, oh, yada, yada, yada. And I'm stuck somewhere in my brain. I'm like, receive, receive. Puts me in the present.
Absolutely. Very well said. Yes. Now, let's talk about your business. Tell us about the impact you're having in the world right now.
Change, transformation, wanting to change this world. So I have three layers in my business. It's
Hmm.
about helping people with their vocals, making sure that they feel that authentically they are saying and doing and creating as a speaker who they are. Another component, it's my second department, is people that are in their business and they're looking at, man, I feel so confused. I want to know how can I get out there more? And I say, stop looking at the stats. Of course, there is a part that you do. But really, truly, what do you care about? How does it make you feel when you go out there and you do these interviews or you go out there and you look at your business? What's stopping you? So, helping people in their business make process improvements, helping the back end of their business run smooth. So, I use that business approach. The other component is, I believe, everything we touch has to have vitality. And very seldom do I say that something has to happen. But if you see in anything I do, you'll see freshly inspired, vitality, energy, like that thing, in the transformation. That's where, I talk about the movie stars and our vocals being like a song. So the other part is vitality, and that's the health coaching. That's the thing I've done for 20 years. So you mesh all those three departments together and you get the Vitality Heart Hub. I believe there's a kiss in everything that we do. And no matter if you're out there as a speaker, a business owner, or you're mainly focused on your health, all three can blend or you can be with one. Depends on the path.
Absolutely. So, what would you say is your, tell us more about the structure of your business? Is it, I mean, how you do it? Is it just you one on one with people? Is it a small groups? Is it a course, videos? And how long does it take for someone? Is it like a 1 week program, 2 week, 3 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, lifelong? Tell us the details if someone is watching this so they can know more.
I love that lifelong. There we go. It's lifelong. That's what it is.
Yes,
It
indeed.
will. I mean, okay. So there are a few questions in there, but I guess I'll go macro first. I believe people come in for 6 months and they think, okay, I'll be here for 6 months. Now, natural attrition, okay, so 6 months, they're here and they're gone.
Mhm.
But I feel like the journey starts happening when you start loving on each other and you start saying, I love you, because every client that I have, we basically say that. So I'm going macro here and then I'll go in and it won't be that long. Well, not too long. The thing is that I want to make sure that people are here for lifelong, meaning they can physically be here as long as they want. I have people who have been with me for 12 years at the beginning of the business. I have people that thought they were going to be 6 months and they were very much in their head sense and they are here for 5 years or more. But what I do is a 6 month coaching packages. And I work with, like I said, I actually have three departments. That's the structure. You can come in as a speaker and you say, I just want that. And that's where the Fresh Inspiration Show actually sits. That's where you get to go out as a speaker and we help you book engagements. But monthly, I have a show. And so gets them a space to be able to talk and speak and get their word out there, but they also get to be coached by me because I've been running this show for 5 years. So I want to hear beautiful stories. I want to hear them be themselves, not in the cerebral, but themselves. And so that also goes along with the business coaching. And that literally is a department. Those don't cross over unless they want it to cross over. And that is a 6 month also. Now, let's say that you want to do something basic. I do a lot of free stuff out there. So you always want to adventure and kind of play with me. This is a playing field. Come and play. I'll do sometimes like 6 week series. But the truth is that when you create in your heart center, I have total structure because I believe you need that. But what I do is I create where I believe that I am experiencing. I feel like I'm a nomad experiencing things and seeing what's happening out there in the world. So I'll do like these generous interactive events, which are free. And I want to get in there 2 to 4 hours and I want to spend some time and I want to hear people's vocals. And we can be talking about their business, we can talk about their health. It depends on what I'm focused in at that point because I have three departments. It sounds complicated, but when I focus in on it, you get the gist and the marketing around it. The marketing is very important. That's how I get to go out there and play. That's how I get to share with people about what has freshly inspired me. What do you want to feel when you feel authentic? Yeah, it feels vulnerable. I see and hear you right now. And so then I get to market that because the marketing step by step is important. I have sales funnels, but it's all created more in a holistic way. What feels good? What does the earth and the people on it need right now? I know that in this past 2 years, I've changed so much, and it has to do with I want to make sure you're being seen and heard, you feel safe, you feel love, and that even though we're virtual, that you feel that I can feel you. I feel it in my heart. And if this frequency feels right for you, you'll be nestled in sweetly because I understand the business structure, but I also understand it takes a lot with building within authentically. So that as business becomes structure and holistic at the same time.
So now, is there a sequence of when someone joins your program, as far as which department they're going to be introduced to first? Or is it going to be all intertwined at the same time?
Yeah, so I throughout the month I'll have with if let's say you're working with me. So within a month, we'll be touching the areas of all three departments.
Mhm.
Make sure you have vitality. So make sure you come in and you catch in some of the like the foods and the wellness so that your body feels good. So that your energy, but also that you can tap into your creativity. Your body, that vessel needs that. They're also within that month, you'll be with a group also talking about business. Being able to get in the cerebral, keeping the heart open so you're creating a business that is working for you. Not something that you realize that you may have to dismantle one day. So really looking at that, putting structure to what you need in your business. Within that month, we'll also be touching areas in how you speak and what kind of booking engagements you've been doing for yourself. I also help people book engagements. So I'm a little bit of like a speaker agent. If we put this in summary, people who work with me are speakers. They know they run a business, not a hobby anymore. They really care about their cash flow. They're looking at their money coming in and their money coming out. So every day, seeing what's going on so that they can be raw and open with, are they in their sales? Are they doing what they need to? And are they feeling that they're in authenticity with who they are so people connect with them? No more competition because you're individually you. Does that
Okay.
make sense? Am I getting
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
experience out there?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that. Absolutely. Now, how are you getting your clients?
Through generous interactive events. I have
Okay.
one coming up, and I want speakers to come together. So putting on events, through Zoom, or
Mhm.
running the Fresh Inspiration Show. I'm doing an event right now in a couple weeks, and it has to do with bringing speakers together and what do they see out there? What are the transformations they've been doing with their clients? What do they see needs to happen in this world that they're noticing is a deficit?
Mm.
And what are they learning about themselves? What are they learning from their clients? What are their clients learning from them? So it's having a couple hours of conversation. And so those are the ways that, of course, I'll do an offer. And I'll be saying, hey, let's go into this. Let's talk about you getting out there bigger as a speaker and help your business. And so that's where that will go. And then the Fresh Inspiration Show, having that every month, there's high interaction with
Mhm.
people. And so I'm talking to people about making sure that they are coming in and learning from the Fresh Inspiration Show so that people can see the people that I work with, what they do. And that helps bring in new people. So there's always new flow I want so I can experience new stuff, bring new people into the tools that I've created throughout the years of 12 years being in business.
Awesome. Now I understand you have your own podcast, right?
Yes, I do. It's the Fresh Inspiration Show. We go in there for 4 hours once a month,
All
and then
right.
it comes a podcast each hour. And we get out there, and then I get it professionally edited, and it's a TV show. We get to
Awesome.
Roku TV.
Beautiful. Now, are you using your podcast in any way, shape, or form for your business to either get new clients or to use it as a to educate your audience?
Yes, I would say kind of the regular stuff that we see, just
Mhm.
making sure everything's flowing. My team right now, we are getting out there in TikTok and doing like some snippets. So all this recorded stuff, we're going in and looking at that and saying, okay, where's the motivation? Where's the little sizzle reels? Because I've
The
done
gold, yes.
media. I'm an author. I have two books,
Wow.
and so I love the sizzle, and TikTok loves the sizzle. We
Mhm.
look at LinkedIn, but we look at the video that fits that. So we're always playing at different angles, and so I have a professional editor, and I also have my virtual assistant that's high creative, and along with me and my marketing team, we're playing with all this footage. How can we angle
Beautiful.
different things?
Beautiful. Now you mentioned the keyword transformation. Now, share with us, if you can, an example of the most remarkable transformation you've seen from one of your clients so far.
Let me go in on the health side.
Sure.
I had a client come in, she's almost 6 years with me now, because things get better and better for her.
Hmm.
Incredible. 10 minutes of energy she had a day. So when I first met her, she barely had any vitality. She was scared. Her doctor was telling her, Donna, you don't have anything wrong with you. The blood tests are looking good. She was saying, well, why do I feel this way? Like I can't cook dinner. She stopped working, no income in the family, only her husband. She was scared. I was scared to take her on because this was 6 years ago. I've grown, we keep growing. I said, wow, her doctors don't know what's going on. And Donna was fixing meat in every meal because she would put the scale in front of her and she would say, I need to be this certain weight because that was when I felt the healthiest. So she was trying to eat high caloric stuff. So I understood what was going on. I understood how to get in there. So I took a step back with Donna and I said, okay, let's first talk about your food. So she transitioned her foods and brought in certain things based on strategies, based on what she was dealing with. This is a personal plan. This is usually what happens. Personal plan. So then her diet's going along. She finally starts learning about food being her medicine. She's like, okay, I get that, Rhonda, and I've been reading it and I get it. Now, mm, maybe she has an hour of energy a day, more than that. Now she's up walking, she's doing quite a bit of stuff. Next layer, mindset. Oh gosh, so many things she was stuck with. And a lot of it was like taking one step forward, emotionally and physically. So then we started getting in mindset, journaling, during live coaching, her and me back and forth. I understood some of the words she was saying, that she was scrunching and pinching on herself. So we started looking at the phrases and allowing her to understand, these words are this is how it's translating in your body. I didn't explicitly say that, but she started feeling freedom. My arms are out right now, like literally freedom. This opened up her oxygen and her heart, and she started learning even more. Now she's almost ready to start working. She's doing all of her stuff, and she's fixing dinner now. This makes her happy, especially as a mom. This is how we give love. I mean, the
Sure.
dad can do it too. And now she is out there speaking. She actually lost her husband 2 years ago, and she's on a high vibe. I can't believe this. And it has to do with us being together for 6 years. And not just me, she keeps reaching out. So a lot of mindset opened her up, and now she's out there as this deep spiritual being. And so think about it, somebody 10 minutes a day just being able to say hello to her family, not really doing anything, to arms open wide, being involved in so many things, not just with me, but been there for 6 years, her working and I working back and forth. Our coaching sessions look so different because she is a high vibe mama now.
Wow, wonderful. For me, the greatest reward in anything I do in a business, it's not the result you get for the people, it's a transformation. That is even more impactful than the result. When you see that, it's the greatest reward ever. Awesome. Now, that's a good transition into what is the theme of this podcast, which is impact and cause. What would you say is a cause that is really dear to your heart, Rhonda?
The well, I mainly work with women. So my cause is, if I'm understanding the question right, is I was around a lot of abuse when I was growing up, and I wanted to give that energy to help women know they're safe and okay. So I reach out, and so I have free slots available that of people I'm usually working with, and it's always it's consistent. I give 2 slots or more depending on what's going on, of people that are out there that are warriors, that are scared, and so I make sure they feel safe, and I help them get out there in their words so that they can make a change and transformation out there. So my cause is helping other women, and my give back is whatever I'm charging. I'm like, my energy is only so big. I can only handle so much. I want to give you that spot. And that's where my cause is. How can I help warriors be out there bigger?
Love that. Love that. That's amazing. Now, I really enjoyed talking to you. You have such a powerful story and mission. Love what you're doing, especially the 3 compartments and all that. The 2 departments. We can do an entire episode just on each of those because it can go really deep. But we might do that in the future. Now, let's wrap this up. And to finish, I'd like to ask you a series of rapid fire questions on advices. Ready?
Advices. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What would you say has been so far the best advice you've received?
Look within.
Mm. And what would you say have been so far the worst piece of advice you've received?
Look at your stats, and that's the answer.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yes. Yes, numbers matter, but sometimes numbers can hide the forest, if you know what I mean.
The
Because
beginnings. The beginnings is something good.
yeah, numbers is basically the reflection of what's going on, but it's not the whole thing. Absolutely. Now, imagine that you were blessed with a time machine and you can go back in time and sit face to face with 18-year-old Rhonda. What's the first piece of advice you would give to her knowing all that you know now?
You're safe.
Mm. Awesome. Now, I know you have your own podcast. Imagine that today you were to interview the most special person in the world, which is yourself. You're interviewing yourself. What is the first question you want to ask yourself that comes to mind? Don't think too much. What is the first question that comes to your mind?
What makes you so afraid of the world?
Mm. Can you answer?
That Well, that was a big question though. So how can I answer that right away? Okay, what comes? What comes? What comes? That you're safe.
Mm.
And the most authentic space you can be is where the safe space is. Keep going there. Keep going there.
Yes, 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 yes. Now, my favorite question to ask is what is the smallest thing you've done that has had the greatest positive impact in both your life and business? And by small, I don't mean something small. I mean the one thing you've done that has had the greatest impact in your life. For me, it's been starting my podcast. What about you?
Mm, yeah, podcast. Something small because it felt small. It just felt like, oh, this is basic, and it's ever expansive. So it felt small, like, oh, this is so easy. I'm just going to start it, and just get on the mic, and that's it. So it felt small,
Okay.
but it's not. It's a lot of work and fun.
Absolutely. Especially if you're doing it for business, you have to do it in a very strategic way. All right. Now, if someone wants to connect with you, what's the best way to do so?
Go to rhondaliebig.com right there. Get your energy assessment because we want you out there in vitality. Rhonda Liebig,
All right.
Liebig, Liebig. It looks like that. I know, but it's German. It's Liebig.
No, I don't know.
RhondaLiebig.com.
Yeah. All right. I'll put in the show note. Do you, all right. Do you have any parting tips for anyone watching or listening now?
Play,
Mm,
play, play. Feel the freedom. Listen to your voice. Let it be this beautiful butterfly that flies in everywhere it wants to go. The freedom, because the freedom is in the safety, and the safety is in the freedom. Because the more that you are you, and the way that you fly, and the way that you move, and the way that you speak, is the way, the first strategy in business, the first strategy in relationship, the first strategy in listening. Like,
absolutely. Oops. All right. Awesome. Now, I noticed that as soon as I asked you that last question, that's when you came the most alive in this entire call. So I think play. So now that gave me another question. How important is play in your life?
every day, every moment. So if I'm not playing, then then there's something going on that's not flowing.
Hmm.
Everything's play, which means it really means play equals seriousness, play equals transformation, play equals everything.
Yes, play is the inner child in us. Even when you're 95, you still want to have that inner child in you.
Ah,
That inner child is a fire, the life inside of you. Once you suppress that, at least as far as I'm concerned, then you might as well be dead because that's the inner child that keeps us going, that keeps us, you know, loving and creating and making magic happen around us. The moment you lose that or
yes.
suppress that inner child, you might as well just take a bullet or whatever and just ciao ciao.
My goal is being my 6-year-old child and with all the experience in life. That is the sweet spot.
Speaking of that, another beautiful question just came out. I just love talking to you. Imagine now that your 6-year-old version of you were looking at you right now. What would she think of you right now? What would you say about you? What advice would she give you?
Oh, she would think I'm so magical. She'd say, "You're hot stuff, Mama. What the heck? I get to be you?" And that's how I felt at 6. I was like such a love bug. And I
Yes.
and I did, but I felt so small about myself
Mhm.
at that time. And I'd say, "I love you. You're cool. How do I get there?"
Love that. Wow, powerful. Listen, Rhonda, absolute pleasure talking to you. Love your passion, love your fire. Especially, I can see you're very passionate. I saw the passion in some moments. You're coming alive, like really good. That was amazing. That's contagious. I salute you. You're a true leader with a heart. Keep shining your light. Keep blessing the world with your message, with your presence, with your smile, with your playfulness, because we need that more than ever. Stay safe. Stay awesome. God bless you, my friend. We'll definitely keeping in touch. I
Oh,
salute
my
you.
friend, for sure.
Take care.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye bye. Ciao.